It's been a huge day today with multiple Liberals quitting the front bench ahead of a leadership spill tomorrow morning. Policy heavyweight James Paterson led the pack in support of rival Angus Taylor over Sussan Ley. In total, 10 have quit the front bench, including Paterson, Jonathan Duniam, Matt O'Sullivan, Claire Chandler, Philip Thompson, Leah Blythe, Michaelia Cash, Dan Tian, James McGrath and more. Now, some voters and some of you question whether Angus Taylor has what it takes to rebuild the coalition and to inspire voters. But the point is this: it's the last chance saloon for the Liberal Party. Paterson put it perfectly when he described it as a change or die moment for the Liberals.
If it goes on, there'll be nothing left of the Liberal Party by the next election. It's for those reasons that this morning I tendered my resignation to Sussan Ley, to the leader of the Liberal Party, Sussan Ley. It's something that I didn't do lightly. It's something I did with a heavy heart. Sussan is a decent person. She is a good Liberal. She has been dealt many tough hands in the last 9 months. But I no longer had confidence in her ability to turn this ship around, to get our party back on track before the next election.
And Paterson is now doing the numbers for Taylor ahead of tomorrow morning's party room meeting. Well, the Liberal Party urgently needs to do 3 things. It needs to find policy conviction and direction. It needs fresh leadership. And above all, it needs unity. That's for the whole of the coalition as well. James Paterson spoke today about changing direction to win back voters, because the truth is most have deserted the Liberal Party for one nation. Now, Angus Taylor's pitch is to focus on the economy, also our way of life. It's a vision that's been described today as Howard-esque.
The first is to restore Australian standard of living, which have been absolutely smashed under this government over the last 4 years. Australians feel poorer, and that's because they are. The second is to defend the Australian way of life. Many Australians feel that our way of life is under attack, and Bondi was just the worst, most recent moment of that. Those are Angus's priorities, and I think they're priorities that will appeal to the vast majority of Australians.
But not all Liberals are convinced that he's the answer. And here's the reaction from some Liberals who've not expressed outright support for Angus Taylor.
Sussan hasn't given a budget reply yet, and I think over the last 12 months, or last 8 months I should say, it's been a pretty rocky road. There's been a couple of bust-ups with the Nats. There was the cataclysmic election defeat under Peter Dutton. So I think leadership debates and the like are premature, but I mean, if all you do is talk about yourselves, then I think you'll find yourself in a pretty bad position.
Look, I support Sussan Ley. I think she's done a very good job under very difficult circumstances. She hasn't been the leader for 12 months yet. It's only been 9 months since the election in May.
And you heard from Wallace on this show last night as well. James Paterson, in response, has mounted the case for Taylor specifically.
If a spill motion is successful, I'll be voting for Angus Taylor as leader. Angus is the smartest policy brain in the shadow cabinet. He's a man of deep conviction and courage and values.
And so a Liberal spill letter was formally given to Sussan Ley today, asking for a spill motion at a Liberal party room meeting. It was sent by Jess Collins, who'll be on the show shortly. And that meeting will take place tomorrow morning. We'll be covering it here on Sky. Now, Sussan Ley was forced to front question time today with the leadership hanging over her head. It was perhaps her final question time as leader. But she maintained her professionalism and she pressed the Prime Minister on CFMEU corruption. But disrespectfully, many Labor ministers mocked the Liberals and Taylor.
Actually, they all agree. They all agree. We're not looking after Australians, but just looking after themselves.
One thing is crystal clear. His focus is self-interest, not the national interest.
Because Julius Caesar had more support from his senators than what we've seen going on over there today.
So after 40 weeks of carrying a baby, mums and dads can look up to look forward to 6 months off. But after 39 weeks of carrying the Liberal Party, I'd say this Leader of the Opposition can also look forward to a little bit of time off from the job.
Now, Labor will frame this as the Liberals tearing down a female leader. Well, firstly, at least the Liberals chose a female leader. Because look at how Anthony Albanese has treated his rival in Tanya Plibersek. She's very talented, she's very popular, but he's thwarted her at every turn, taking away her beloved education portfolio and giving her tricky roles, setting her up to fail. Secondly, given the state of the public opinion polls, given how Australians feel about the coalition, Sussan Ley clearly isn't being judged on her gender, but on her performance. As Taylor said last night, the Liberal Party position has deteriorated since the crushing defeat at the election last year. And the party's now weaker than at any point in history. It is obviously time for a massive change. Now, the question is, and it's a good question, whether Angus Taylor personally has what it takes. There'll be a great deal of pressure on him, and the Albanese government and their sharp Labor machine will be unrelenting. Now, in the interest of democracy, let's hope that he fares better than Ley, because Australia needs a strong opposition. All democracies do, to ensure the government of the day doesn't get away with secrecy, corruption, and waste of our hard-earned taxpayer dollars. There needs to be a solid, functioning opposition to hold the Albanese government to account.